So one of the biggest questions I get from students is how are grades going to be done and how do I do grades in my classroom? Because I do them a little bit differently than some of the other teachers. And one of the things that you need to know is we only have 4 exams in this class. Yes, we do have a final, but that final is one of those 4 exams. It's not accumulative, it's just the last exam, so it's the final in the idea that it's the final exam we'll be taking that semester. But yeah, so there's 4 of them, and those 4 added together will count 50% of your overall grade in the class. So they're pretty heavily weighted compared to some of the other quizzes that we do. Lecture quizzes will take up 25%, and lab quizzes will take up the other 25% for a total of 100%. This is a 10-point grading scale, so 90 to 100 is A, 80 to 89 B, and so forth and so on. If you're a biology major and you're in the course, try to get a C or higher. If you get a D in the course, keep in mind it will transfer. It will let you graduate, but it will not transfer, so you'll have to take biology over again at your senior college. So make sure you get that C or higher. And of course, if you get an F, then it doesn't count towards graduation, nor will you be able to transfer it. So just make sure you get a C or higher. There's no reason you shouldn't get at least a B in this course. So as far as the way I do my grade book, as soon as I put up in a new assignment, as soon as a new quiz opens, anything, whatever it is, as soon as it opens, it's a 0 because you haven't taken it yet, and that's okay. Your grade would be a 0 if you neglected to do it in the long run, so I go ahead and just cut to the chase and put it as a 0. Now, as soon as you take it, your new grade replaces the 0 and you're good to go. But the way I think of it is by putting a 0 in, I'm going to show, this is showing you what your grade would be if you choose or neglected to actually do the assignment. So essentially, I'm showing you what your lowest possible grade could be, or your lowest possible average would be at that point in time. So don't freak out when you see a 0 in the grade book. Yes, you can still go in and do it. Again, I just opened it. Of course, I'm going to give you time to do it. Most of the stuff in my classroom doesn't really have a specific due date other than the attendance quizzes. So you'll have plenty of opportunity to go through and do them multiple times to get the highest grade possible. In order to, again, Canvas is set up, or I have Canvas set up to where the quizzes are in a specific order. It's the order they appear in the modules. In order to go from the first quiz to the next quiz, you have to get an 80 or higher on the first one for it to unlock the second. So you take it the first time and you get a 60. Maybe you weren't paying that great attention. Maybe you just missed a few things. Go back and retake it. Well, it didn't take a few minutes, right? Get that 80 or higher, and then it'll unlock the next one down, and so forth and so on down the list of quizzes that we have. Quizzes aren't long. They usually take they're usually less than 15 minutes. Most of them average out to be about 6 or 7 minutes. So go through and take it as many times as you need to. There's usually lots of good information in there. There's usually some pretty good animations. Maybe it's even just really funny. But go through, take those quizzes, do well, get that 80% or higher, and unlock the next one down. Again, they're all going to be 0s until you complete them. Don't let that throw you off. It's the way that most online classes do things now anyway, so that way you know exactly what your grade is at any one given point in time. Just go through and take it, do well on it, move on to the next one, and you'll do fine. If you miss an assignment, let's say you miss an exam, or you miss like a lab assignment or something, generally speaking, you have 1 week to make it up. So that's 5 school days or 7 business days, or no, 5, whatever. You have a week. All right. So just make sure you get in touch with me. It's your job to contact me. I'm not going to hunt down every single person that didn't do an assignment. I have 125 students. You've probably got 5 teachers. It's easier for you to contact me. Plus, you know if you missed it or not, because I give lots of warning out when my exams or quizzes are coming out, and when and if there's a due date. So just contact me. Sure, you can go through and make it up. I don't mind. I'll give you time. You got to contact me first. So if it's for an exam, the only way you can make it up is if you have an official MGCC excuse. So having being sick one day, or having a doctor's note, or that kind of stuff generally don't count. I'll work with you on those, but just keep in mind you can't just show up and say, oh, I overslept. I'm sorry. right? It has to be an official MGC excuse. So you had a band trip or a choir trip, or you're going with the football team on something, or this, that, and the other. You're in reflections teams, or you're in cheer, and y'all couldn't be there that day. Those are official excuses. Everything else is just an excuse, and sorry, but that's just not how the world works. But again, come talk to me. I'll help you out, okay? All right, so if you have any other questions about that, just please let me know. So the last thing I'll cover is going to be the extra credit and additional help. So again, because you're given the opportunity to retake the quiz multiple times to get the highest grade possible, that is, to me, that's your extra credit. I don't give extra assignments beyond the scope of what's already required of you, because at any point in time, if you say my grade's real low, well, go through and retake the quizzes, do better on those. If you're just bombing the exams, that's a different story. There's probably something else going on there that we need to sit down and talk about. But no, I don't really give extra credit assignments to help bring your average up. It's just not how the gradebook's set up. It's not generally a good idea, given that you can take everything multiple times. If you need additional study help, over the LRC, our Learning Resource Center, Ms. Skylar Webb is our science person. She is a wonderful tutor. She's a wonderful teacher, and she would be thrilled for you to come over, and she would love to sit down and help you go through the assignments, go through the information, and study, and that way to help improve your grade. So you can contact me, I can give you your information, or if you know where the LRC is, then you can walk over and just go set up an appointment with her. They'd love to see you guys over there, so definitely make use of that that's available to you. So one quick last little thing for my online students. Online courses, those MSVCC courses, require that at least one of our 4 exams be proctored. By proctoring, I mean you have to actually sign up for a time and go to the Proctor Center, which is not the same as the LRC. The Proctor Center is someplace else on campus. Per campus, it's at Stone Hall. You'd have to go there and actually take the test there, just for one exam. All right. I'll let you guys know which exam. I'll have the information set up on how to do a proctored exam. There's already a video that I've done on it that'll help you understand what you need to do in the process there. But just realize that for the online classes, that is an extra requirement. I'll give you plenty of heads up of when it's going to be and plenty of time for you to be able to go through and take it. It's just that one. It's the check mark on our list we have to do. So we'll do that for the first exam, and then we'll move forward.